Hi Aries, welcome to your reading. If you're new to the channel, I do timeless readings, which means that whenever you find this video is when you're meant to hear the messages within it. And in case you subscribe, I upload my new videos for Aries and Libra on Mondays. Also, in case you guys are interested, the deck that I'm using today is called the Ludi Lescott Tarot. And as always, if you guys are interested in getting a personal reading from me, the information is in the description below. Also, just as a heads up, sometimes the cards like to flip over in the deck. I do see them. However, I usually don't take cards that flip over in the deck. I usually only take cards that jump out of the deck. And usually if they jump out in groups that are too big, I'll go ahead and put them back in like these ones did. But my main goal here is to get you guys roughly 8 or 9 cards, and then we can get started on your reading. So we had another jumper. I'm going to try to get you guys roughly 5 or 6 more cards, and then we can get started. 4 or 5 cards, I should say. All right, Aries. So I do just want to let you guys know that in case you enjoy the reading, the best way to let me know is by leaving a like or a comment. But your overall energy here is the Moon card, which the Moon card is actually a really powerful energy, and it talks about, or rather is representative of the astrological sign of Pisces. So for some of you guys, you might be dealing with cards, or rather people who have very heavy Pisces placements, or you yourself might have very heavy Pisces placements. But what the Moon card represents in itself is this energy of things coming to light, right? So it's secrets, it's messages that haven't been told, information that you don't know, things in your deep subconscious or psyche that maybe you haven't confronted. And when you have this card, it feels like everything is starting to make sense. All the things that you need to know are probably going to come, or rather made privy to you, and it's going to allow you this clarity that allows you to actually move forward in a way where you're able to get the outcomes that you want. Because even just now, I'm looking at the 6 of Wands, and it looks like you haven't really had the outcome that you wanted. But what really draws my attention here is this High Priestess with this Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups is representative of a love offer, right? Or just an emotional message in general. So that can manifest itself in several different ways. The 3 most common that I've seen are either an apology, an offer of love or relationship, and then lastly, just an emotional message where somebody just says something along the lines of, "You mean a lot to me." But it's very interesting because you have the Queen, or rather the High Priestess here. So the High Priestess is very symbolic of your deeper intuition, right? It's your feminine energy. So I think that for a lot of you guys, you feel like you have these sort of hunches about this connection and about this message, but I don't think it's necessarily gone forward yet. Or come true. But you know that it's true. You know that it's going to happen. I feel like for a lot of you guys, this might be a message that you're waiting on that hasn't come in, or perhaps a message that has come in that you're feeling a little bit iffy about. Perhaps they're not being honest or serious enough for you. And I feel like if you told anyone else, they'd be like, what are you talking about? Like, that's not what's going on at all. But you yourself know that it's what's going on. And the fact that you have the High Priestess here tells you that you need to listen to your intuition, even if it's telling you things that you don't want to hear. Because at the end of the day, it's for your higher good. And I don't think that it is something that you don't want to hear. It's just things that you need to learn to, how should I say, roll with the punches here a little bit. Because I feel like in the past, there's been a lot of injustice that's been happening in this connection. Because you have the Justice card here in reverse, and, or sorry, not in reverse, but like looking at the symbolism, it feels like, you know, this person is not a happy person. Lady Justice here has not been treated fairly. You know, she's like, it looks like in a swamp. It looks like there's like a cartwheel in the back. So perhaps she was just in a car accident of some kind. It feels like there's a lot of unfairness going on here. And I think that the fact that the Justice card is here at all tells us that there's going to be fairness that comes into the situation. But because, you know, there's this energy lingering around, it feels like there has been a lot of this negativity in the past. And then you have the Queen of Pentacles right underneath. So that to me feels like whatever you touch right now is going to turn into gold. I feel like you have a high capacity for making money right now. You have a very smart business mind. Things are looking up. It's just a matter of in other places where perhaps you haven't had the most fair time or the most beneficial time because you have this Justice card. And there is such a negative energy coming from this Justice card. The Justice card is also representative of the astrological sign of Libra. And then you have the Temperance card here, which represents Sagittarius. So I see Pisces, Sagittarius, and Libra. But then you have this Six of Wands in reverse with this Temperance in reverse. Now, the Temperance in reverse, I feel like is what's responsible for the Six of Wands in reverse energy, because the Temperance talks about moderation and it talks about making things add up, right? So whereas the Justice card tells us that everything needs to be 100% fair, everything needs to be 50-50, the Temperance card tells us that different things require different approaches, right? There is a proportion and there's a balance there's a balance to be found in proportion and moderation. So when you are looking at like a legal case, you're going to want this idea of black and white justice, unbiased, everything is fair, you know, justice energy. But when you're looking at things like making a cake, you're going to want proportions because things have different chemical reactions that lead to different results, right? If you put in the same amount of vanilla extract as you did as flour, your cake would not only be inedible, it'd be poisonous. And I feel like that's what you've kind of created here with this Temperance in reverse, is you've created sort of this poisonous cake where you have taken this everything needs to be fair approach, or maybe have wanted that kind of approach, when in reality, you might be a little bit better off if you take this approach of making things a little bit more proportional and a little bit less fair, shall we say. Because if you're putting in like equal amounts of effort into everything, then you're not going to get possibly the best result, because some things require more energy and some things require less energy. And that's, I feel like, is what's blocking your Six of Wands here, which is victory. It's coming through. It's positive energy. It's happiness, right? It's success. I feel like this victory is being blocked because you have this Temperance in reverse. And then lastly, you have this Hanged Man in reverse with the Two of Wands. And the Two of Wands is a planning period. And I feel like you've kind of made up your plan already, because you have the Hanged Man in reverse, which tells us that you need to stay true to your guns, right? Stick to your guns, especially here with this High Priestess. With the High Priestess and the Hanged Man, you know everything already. You know what you have to do. It's just a matter of following through on it. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to tell you not to do what you think you should do. And even like on a logical level, it might seem like you're not supposed to do what you're supposed to do, or rather what you have planned to do, but you know on an intuitive level that you are right and you have to do what you have to do. Right? And I feel like once you receive this moon messages, things that come to light, it's all going to make sense to you. So that was your reading for this time around, Aries. If you enjoyed, please leave a like or a comment because it really helps out the channel. And I personally really love to know if these readings resonate with you guys. But like I said before, I upload my new videos for Aries and Libra on Mondays. But in the meantime, you guys are more than welcome to watch any of my other timeless readings that I have up on the channel. And with that being said, I hope to see you guys next time for your next reading.